I'd like to discuss the special numbers of the inner ghost numbers, cubic octrants. These are the purple numbers, the ones that I color purple, which is also a name of a movie. Anyway, okay, this is example 1. EXM, that means supposed to be example 1. 45 occurs twice on here. The cubic numbers are the cubic numbers of these openings, these octrants. I call them octrants because there's 8 of them around the central cube. I call them octrants instead of sort of like quadrants on a flat Cartesian coordinates. Those are 4. Well, these are 8 openings, cubic openings. I call them octrants. These numbers are the ones that are these numbers, these cubic numbers, and the resulting in addition form. This is addition form. I didn't bother to fill out the rest of the magic ghost number cube. But in addition form, these all add up to 45 in this case. And down here in this cubic octrant adds up to 45 down here. Well, what I did was I underlined and left out the numbers that they have in common, which is 8 and 7. And when I add up the numbers that are left, they both equal 30. Another instance where 36 appears twice in here from their octrants, from these 6 numbers, these octrants, this cubic octrant, and or not, that's a back cubic octrant, and this is a front cubic octrant. Well, underline the numbers that they had in common, 7 and 5, and what I'm left with is 24 each. They both have 24 in common. That's the numbers that are left over. Example 2 is 24 only on this one. There's a pair of 24s for this upper octrant, back octrant, and forward bottom octrant. And I underlined the numbers they had in common. And when you add up the numbers they have left, that's 2 plus 6 and 4 plus 4, it's 8. 8. Example 3. These have 3 numbers, 3 pairs of numbers, 24 and 24. I X'd out the octrant numbers they have in common that add up to 24. 3, 7, and I X'd out 2. That's not supposed to be there because I made a mistake. And 5, 3, 7, and 5. Down here, 5, 3, and 7. The numbers they have left is 4, 4, and 1, and 6, 1, and 4, 4, and 1 is 24. 6, 1, and 6, 1, and 2. 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 right here, 9 down here. That's a typo. I messed up. For 21 and 21, I underscored with red the numbers they have in common. And what is left is 7 right here, 1 and 6. And I messed up right there, 3 and 4. So that's 7 and 7. The last example, 27 pairs of 27s. I underscored 6, 5, 3, and 4. 6, 5, 3, and 4, and what's left is 8 and 1, and 7 and 2. So that's 9 each. This one I think is very intriguing and also very beautiful. And it's just 1, 2, 3 wrapped around from side to back to top, and 1, 2, and 3 again wrapped around from side to front to bottom. And they produce all like numbers cancel each other out. They all cancel each other out. So they're left with zeros, and they produce 18 in these octrants, all 18s. And I just stumbled upon this, and I'm going to investigate it further. But somehow these numbers lined up creates 18 on all octrants, and they all cancel each other out. They have no numbers left in common with each other. They're all common with each other, and they have no numbers left to define them or whatever. So these are a mystery to me. This is the machinery. This is the real machinery of the ghost number cubes. So much to where I just didn't bother filling out the rest of the ghost number because it would just confuse. If this doesn't confuse already. But these special numbers, I'm wondering what they have, what reason do they have to be there. And this is my notes I'm looking at. And I'm going to try to use this pen. 45 has 30 in common. 45 has 30 in common. Well, that's 30 is, if you break it down into 15s, that's 2/3 of 45. 36 has 24 in common. That's 2/3 of 36. Remember that third part, 2/3. Example 2, 24 has 8 in common, and that's 8 times 3. Remember the third. There's a 3 that always appears in all these examples. This has 3 examples in common. 3 examples, 21, 27, and 24. For 24, they both have 9. 9 times 9 is 9 is 3/8 of 24. If you separate 9 into 3s, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3/8 in 24. There's 8 3s in 24, and 9 is 3/8. 7 for 21 is 7 times 3. So 3/8, 7 times 3. There's a 3/8 in the front. And this is 7 times 3. 3 is always occurring. And 27, well, that's just 9 times 3 is 27. So the 3s are always occurring, and this is a cubic structure that is a 3 in itself. And this, I don't really know what to make of it. They just all cancel each other out. There's no sign of any 3s or anything whatsoever. They just all cancel each other out. So, 45 is 2/3 of 45, and this is 2/3. 24 is 2/3 of 36. 24 with their special numbers 8 is 8 times 3 is 24. I'm going over this again. 24 over here has 9 in common when all the others are canceled out, and that's 3/8 of 24. For 21, they have 7 in common, and that's just simply 7 times 3 is 21. And for 27, they have 9 in common when you cancel or underscore the numbers that they have in common. They're left with 2 and 7 and 8 and more. It's 9 in common. That's just 9 times 3 is. So that 3 is always occurring in all these. Either like 2/3 or a 3/8 or some number times 3. The 3 is always occurring, and these are the special numbers of the inner ghost number cubic octrants, the purple numbers are what's generated from the cubic structure, the inner cubic octrant of the inner ghost number cube. This is the outer layer ghost number that I didn't fill out, but these are the ones I'm concentrated on. These are the primary numbers. The blue numbers are the primary numbers, and in this case, you add up to the corners to get the secondary numbers, which I colored in orange. And all these numbers and these octrants, these 6 numbers each, add up to the inner layer ghost number, 24 in this case. 7, 2, 5, 6, 1, and 3. And that's how you get the inner ghost numbers. And I'll just go ahead and say this. 24 and 24 is 48. 27, 21 is 48.